Evening, gang. Yes, it's Sunday night, the 1st of September 2019. Welcome along to tonight's United Kingdom Talk, coming to you from Bracknell in Royal Berkshire. And very important, boys and girls, before anyone notices, oh, you haven't changed the calendar. I know. I like to change it with you, you see. It's all part of the fun, dear. How much more fun can you have on a Sunday night other than be here with me? Exactly. So we're going to change that with my favourite gadget of all time, the gun stapler. Oh, dear. I've dropped something now. I love it. How many of you got one of these at school and started firing it at people? Oh, be careful. You might get someone's eyes. Yes. So we'll do that now. Okay, let's see what exciting picture Barry Manilow is going to be in today. Oh, he's a bit black. It's a bit black. It's a bit bland. I don't like black. Do you? I'm not keen on black. Never mind. Oh, I've run out of staplers. Fortunately, I have another one prepared. One moment, please. Have I got staplers in this one? There. Oh, it's staplers in this one. Right, here we go. Here we go. There you go. Oh, that's better. There's Barry Manilow's picture change. The 1st of September. Earth, Wind and Fire. Call in love. Saturday, September. Fall in love. Saturday, September. Yeah, that one, yes. And other September types. What other September type songs do you know? Isn't there like an autumn in September or something like that? I can't remember. Anyway, yes, we're in black. I'm not a fan of black or white or beige or magnolia. I like bright colours. In fact, my friend Mary, non-Irish Mary from Ireland, who we lost this week on Wednesday morning, has instructed people that I know not to wear black at the funeral, which is on Tuesday morning in Camden Town, Tuesday afternoon in Camden Town. So I've yet to select a little outfit. I don't think I'm going to wear the Clouds jacket. You've seen the Clouds jacket, haven't you? I don't think I'm going to wear the Clouds jacket. I've got this blue one, which is quite nice, actually, which I've left in the car. So I think I'll probably wear that to the funeral this week. But there we are. Quite a nice day here, boys and girls. It's been fairly nice. Very sunny and very dry. I still woke up at 8 o'clock, even though I didn't have to get up at 8. I didn't go to church today because I had to go and pick up my mate from the hospital. He was at Chelsea and Westminster Hospital. So I left here. First of all, I put all the washing is dry now, so I brought that in. And I put the hose on the garden. Now, I rarely actually use the sprinkler. But everything, I mean, all the plants that I've got in this, like, growing area, it's like that. Absolutely dead. You know, when you see those runners after they've run the London Marathon, God knows why anyone wants to do that. Why put yourself for all that effort when you can just go to Greg's the Baker's and get a sausage roll? No, they run, and they get to that finish line. Like, well, my plants look like that, but even worse. I reckon some of my plants had about 10 minutes left in them before they expired. Dreadful. So I put the sprinkler on that this morning just before I left, for about 20 minutes or so. And looking at them tonight, they seem to have perked up quite a bit. They're now they're not completely fully alive yet. But they're kind of not limp now. Do you know what I mean? And you know how it is, girls. Once it goes limp, that's it, dear. You can't do anything with them, dear. Oh, it'll be all right in a minute. No, it won't. That's it. That ain't coming up now. You've got to water them. You've got to water them. Once they've gone limp, they're no good to anyone. So you need to water them. Chuck over cold water, and they immediately come back up fully erect. And then you can look at them standing there in the garden in all their beauty. So that was that. And a nice day, as I say. I left the house about what time? What time did I leave? Around about 20 to 9, I think it was. And drove down the M4. Not too many cars on the roads at that time on a Sunday, and I got to the got to the hospital. I parked, funnily enough, in exactly the same place as I parked last week. I couldn't have been closer to the hospital. I just wonder if no one wants to park. It's a single yellow line, and on a Sunday, and I make sure, there's no signs, because even with a single yellow line, if there's a sign up saying that you can't park in certain places, which you've got to be so careful. I mean, this whole yellow line business across the country is a load of old twaddle, really, because each borough can be different. You know, it should be national. You should know that you can park on a single yellow line on Sundays anywhere in the country. But that is not the case. Be very careful with that where you park, okay? So I parked on this single yellow line, walked across the road and straight through the hospital doors up, and my mate was ready to be collected. We had to wait a little while for some of his pills. They were giving him loads of pills and things like that. And the doctor came in and had a little word, and she said, if you suddenly get worse again, come straight back in. So he agreed to that, and we jumped in the car, and I took him home, which was all right. On the road, what part of the road was that? So the motorway was fine. It was no traffic whatsoever. There was cars on the road, but no hold-ups anywhere, so I was pleased about that. Straight on the M4, and we went on a slightly scenic route via Windsor, and there they were, weren't they? There they were on the road, the old, fat, just as fat as me, old, overweight, not necessarily old, but overweight cyclists clad in that Lycra, in bright green and yellow and pink Lycra. What do they look like? All these old blokes. I mean, sort of my age and my sort of shape, right? But in Lycra. Why do they wear that? They look awful. Great big fat asses, similar to my own, sat there on these tiny little saddles. And the fat is going up and down like that, exactly as mine would do, but only much more obvious because they've got the brightly coloured Lycra on. You know, two abreast, so you can't get past them. You don't dare try and go past them, but there they are on the bikes. I mean, I'm a cyclist, but I don't wear stuff like that. I wear stuff that is more suited to my age and size. They must put talcum powder on the inside of this Lycra stuff to try and get into it. So thanks very much for your messages. I'll come to those in a moment, boys and girls, all right? It just looks... It's like those... and I've mentioned before on the show, you know, when I've gone into the swimming pool, and there's these, like, fat, overweight blokes in a pair of Speedos. Not shorts, trunks. Oh, it's dreadful. You never get the fit lads in those, do you? You know, they always wear the baggy trousers. And they're the ones you want to see, girls, isn't it? I certainly do. You know, the sort of 25 to 35 somethings, the ones that spend their entire lives going down the gym and nibbling away on a carrot at lunchtime. They're the ones we want to see in the Speedos, not the fat, overweight ones like myself. Christ. And you know, when I'm up at the caravan, I'm at the house now. When I'm up at the caravan, which will be during the week, you know, unfortunately, I've got a mirror, not a window. Well, I have a window as well. I have a mirror straight in front of my bed. So when I get my naked body out of the bed, I just want you to close your eyes and just imagine me getting out of my bed naked. Is that doing it for you? No, it's not doing it for me either, to be honest. It's not. There's a mirror, and I look, and I try not to look in the mirror. You know, I look. When I sit on the end of the bed to put my socks on, I look like Jabba the Hutt. Or that religious... What's that religious thing? You know, the big thing. What's that? Oh, I can't remember what it is. Buddha. I look like Buddha with my stomach like... It's not a pleasant sight at all. But it don't seem to bother these old blokes who come in the swimming pool. And they got the tiny budgie... They're called budgie smugglers. I think it was my sister. She asked me why they're called budgie smugglers. Oh. Because it looks like you've shoved a budgie down your shorts. Some of them have got very, very small budgies. Completely uninteresting to us ladies, is it really? Oh, dear. So there we are. Got round the cyclist in the end, dropped him home, came back here, watered the garden a bit more. The plants had certainly come up a bit, so I moved the sprinkler and watered a little bit more. I don't like to leave it on too long. We've got a water meter here, dear. Oh, them plants are lucky to get 10 minutes, I'm telling you that now. I could hear that water meter going around. Like that it was going as the water was being pumped out across all the grass. Very damaging. Then I watched on the telly the last episode, it was on last week actually, of Poldark, an excellent ending to that series. I know I haven't come across anyone that was watching Poldark. We had 5 series of it. It was really good, so I thoroughly enjoyed watching the end of that. And Then I watched Casualty, as I say, while I was having my lunch, which consisted of beetroot burgers from Aldi, some nice vegetables, frozen vegetables, and smashed potato. Watched Casualty, and that was very exciting because there was a special appearance from Jack Naylor from Holby City. She was on it this week. She's as dry as ice. That's my favourite character in Holby City, Jack Naylor. And then I had a bit of a sleep, and here we are. Here we are today. All right. I got back from my mates after I dropped my mate home. I was just about to put the car in the garage, and my delightful neighbours, they're 3 and 4 doors down, Babe Station Pearl. We call her Babe Station Pearl, who's such a lovely lady. She's got the house on the end. And then just across from her is Maureen. They were outside having a chat, so I got involved in the conversation. And someone 3 weeks ago has dumped a wee-stained mattress on this little bit of grass. We know where it's come from. We know what house it's come from. Anyway, they were telling me that they've both rung up the council now who haven't come to collect it. How can you do that? Just dumped a mattress on this bit of grass. Dirty, disgusting people dropping their rubbish all over the place. I walk round the house sometimes. I'm only an ex-council house, and I walk round and I pick up rubbish, crisp packets. It's not too bad, to be honest, but you get a can of Coke or a few bottles, or spliff ends from the local lads that hang around on the bench across there, spliff ends, and I go around and pick them up and I just put them in the bin. Why people can't, ring up the council? Oh, probably you'd have to pay. That's why. They literally dumped a wee-stained mattress on this bit of grass. It's now been there for 3 weeks. I mean, that thing's probably alive. I'm surprised it hasn't walked off the grass on its own, to be honest. Oh, especially sort of knowing roughly which house it came out of. Do you know what I mean? She has a lot of young male visitors, shall we say. And she's got to be the same age as me. Dreadful, dear. I mean, it all goes on this road, dear. All goes on this road. There's 4 houses, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then there's Maureen. And Maureen's not, she's sort of in the sort of not so nice bit. It's not posh here, don't get me wrong. But our 4 houses, we've been here all for years. I was the last one here, and I've been here, 92, the year of the Windsor Castle fire. Was that 92? 92, 02, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So I've been here 27 years, and I was the last one. Yeah, and they've all had families and they've all grown up and gone. So and the 4 of us are here, and it's nice. It's nice, and we're all here because we're all here. The moment someone moves, it's going to change the whole thing. A little bit like what's happened to my caravan, All good news: the very expensive the sound insulation curtains have arrived at my sister's. I had them sent to my sister's because she's near the caravan. And she got those out of the box tonight. Quite honestly, they look like they've got like the curtain material, and in between is like a duvet type thing. And she said they're very heavy. I'm a bit concerned that the wall is going to be ripped off the caravan when I try and put them up, to be honest. But I'm hoping that's going to cure the sound problem. Also, look what's arrived here. My earplugs from Amazon. Now, this is weird. You remember yesterday, those of you with us on the show yesterday, I said I'd got an email from Amazon saying that these had been delivered, and they hadn't. I went down to the letterbox, nothing there. Well, later in the afternoon, they appeared. So obviously the delivery bloke has obviously, I suppose it's quicker for him, has gone on his, computer or probably phone, ticked that they'd been delivered to loads of things at the same time, and then gone round to deliver them. But they have arrived, and I shall be having a look at those in a moment after I've come to your messages. Here we go, gang. Let's have a look who's with us on the show tonight. Oh, lots of you. Good morning, and especially a very good evening to those of you who are new viewers. We've got quite a few new people now who have joined us via YouTube, via my brother-in-law's video show on YouTube, Retro Restore. He's got the channel Retro Restore. And we've been trying to get some more, up to 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, and we've done that yesterday. So thank you very much. If you're new to the show and you've just subscribed, hello to you. If you haven't subscribed yet, then please subscribe. Doesn't mean you have to watch. No, just hit the subscribe button. You never have to watch me again. It's all about these numbers. Then I might get a little bit of a wage. Okay? YouTube.com/Chris Reardon UK is the YouTube channel that I'd like you to subscribe to, okay? youtube.com/Chris Reardon UK. Right, first message of the day comes from Adam the Plumber. He's over there on YouTube. Good evening, Adam. Hello to Michael Lawrence, Diane Jebb, Lewis Bannerman. Good evening, Lewis. Shania Steele is there. Oh, Shania, haven't been to church today. That's you last week and me today. Wasn't able to do it. Well, I could have done it if I'd got like mega early up. But of course, I don't get in late till Saturday after I've been to work. So no doubt you'll be writing to the bishop about that. I shall receive a very stiff letter from the bishop. Good evening to LaBelle in New York. I am her emerald-eyed. That's so difficult to say. Can you call me things that are easier to say, please? I am her emerald-eyed cuddlebug. Emerald-eyed cuddlebug. I like that. Good evening, LaBelle. Hello to Clarissa. Good evening. Clarissa won the raffle this week. We usually have the raffle on a Monday morning, but of course I've got a car service today, so I can't be with you tomorrow morning. So we did the raffle yesterday, and Clarissa was the winner of one of these delightful fridge magnets. Okay, congratulations, Clarissa. You've got one of those, darling, which is already in the post. And also someone on YouTube won one yesterday when we did the collect subscribers on my Sister and Martin show on the Retro Restore channel. We decided to give a fridge magnet to the 1,000th subscriber on YouTube. I can't remember who it was, but I've got the address and the name and everything, and that'll be going off tonight probably. If I got time, I'm going to walk up to my mate's house later for a bit of a cup of tea, but I'm not sure I'm going to have time now because it's already 8 o'clock, isn't it? And if he's just come out of the hospital, so he's going to want to sleep. Plus, he's got his other half there and another one of his friends, so it might be a bit of a. You might want a bit of a sleep later. All right, so Clarissa, your fridge magnet is in the letterbox now. It's in the post, okay, darling? You should have that by Tuesday, I reckon. Let me know if it doesn't come. One person didn't receive one. It was Vectis, actually. Vectis on the Isle of Wight. He didn't receive one, so I put another one in the post to him, and he got it. So good news there. Hello to Jerry Cashmore Smith. Welcome to the show, Jerry. Kate Doody, she's quite new. Hello, Kate. Welcome to our little moment of fun. Hello, Kate. Adrian Richardson, good evening to you. Kim Witt is in the house. There's my sister, Sharon Butler. She's everywhere. Facebook, YouTube. She has so many ways of viewing the show. Good evening to you. Hello to Matt Martins in Canada. He gets a raffle ticket for every show, don't you? We'll be doing the next raffle Monday week, okay? So not tomorrow, but the week after. You will be able to get a raffle ticket tonight. Later on in the show, here are the raffle tickets standing by to give out to you. All right, so that's happening later on in the show. If you can't stay with us for the whole show, don't worry. You can always email in for a raffle ticket. You're allowed one raffle ticket per show. So if you watch every show, and we do one every day, which sometimes we do, you could have 7 raffle tickets by the end of the week. Gives yourselves more chance of winning one of these wonderful, high quality these are. Very high quality. Look, they stick on here. Look, fridge magnet. Yeah, perhaps I should have them all along there. Do you think that? Although you can't see that, can you? Would it go there? I don't know. Will that go anywhere? No, it won't, will it? There we are. And if you really want to, you can have one of these little photographs as well, signed by me. Signed by me. I'll be very upset if I see you start putting these on eBay. These are worth, once you've got one of these signed photos of me, they're worth approximately £10,000, I've been told. £10,000 of horse poo. That's what they're worth, okay? So you can have one of those as well if you want. Clarissa's got one of those in the post along with her fridge magnet, all right? Good evening to Peter Lake. He's in Woodall Spa. Did you go to church? No, didn't have time today, unfortunately. Didn't manage to get there today. Hello to Simon Gilman. How's Ron? He's getting not too much. Not too bad. From me. Missed the live nights he used to do. Oh, yes, the live shows. Me and my mate, we used to get... We got board games. I bought a load of board games and we started doing these live shows, literally of us just playing board games and talking to each other. And that worked quite well. But unfortunately, I started going up north and then we don't really have time to do that anymore. But yeah, I'd love to do those again. I think we did Mousetrap. Didn't we do Mousetrap? That was fun, setting that up. Mousetrap. It's nowhere near like the Mousetrap you had as a child, though. It's much smaller. Comes in a little box now. It's not as big as the other one that I ever done when I was a child. Good evening to Kevin Webster. Good evening, Kevin. Joey Millen. Thank you, Joey, for sharing the show onto your wall. I appreciate that, Joey. Okay. Hello to Dr. SOS Gregorian over there on YouTube. Mark Cobain. Good evening, Mark. Nice to see you. Virginia Gonzalez. What a beautiful name. I love that surname. I've heard a lot of people with that surname over the years. I love the surname Gonzalez. It's got a certain ring to it. Beautiful word. Hello, Virginia. Welcome to the show. She's in California, USA. California, here I come. Ba 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 da da. That one. Yes. Hello to Adrian. I have to come out about something. Are you ready for it? I tried a veggie. No, not a veggie. A vegan sausage roll from Greggs. All I could taste was the panel the what? The panel they used in it. The panel. I don't know what you mean by panel. I'm searching in my head for a word that you've misspelt there, but I can't come up with it. Try it again. Try again. Hello to Branson Carter. Good morning to... Sorry, Benson. Good evening. Mr. Benson Carter. Good evening to you. September Morn, Neil Diamond. There's another song with September in it. I could sing that, couldn't I, at karaoke? Do I know that one? September Morn. Oh, is it a dreary song? I don't like dreary songs. They're so boring. People start falling asleep, don't they? LaBelle, I need that as a T-shirt with you add the staple gun person. Oh, you might put someone's eye out, Chris. Yes, fires the fun. Let's get the one with no staples in it. Hang on a minute. Yeah. Chris fires the fun. That sounds like the title of a porn film, doesn't it? Chris fires the fun. Oh, you are naughty, LaBelle. You bring out the worst in me, I'm pleased to say. Hello to Carol. Good evening. Carol, MC, brother-in-law on your channel. Thank you, Dave. Thank you, Dave. I don't really do the video calling thing or anything like that. Sometimes we open the phone lines if we're doing something to talk about, but not always. I can take phone calls in that area if I want to. LaBelle, if it goes limp, stimulate it even more. Thank you, LaBelle. I will do. I will do. Hello to William Weir. He's in Glasgow this morning. Always raining in Glasgow, or this evening rather. Good evening, William. Welcome to the show. Tom Gully. Tom Gully. Yeah, now he does his own shows, Facebook Live shows as well, which I kind of dip in and out to. He's kind of on a different time to... like when I'm asleep and things like that. So good evening to Tom Gully. Skin-tight, overpacked sausages peddling in people's way. That's exactly what those cyclists are with their Lycra. Do any of you do that? Not cycle in Lycra. I mean, I expect a lot of you have got a bike. I've got a bike. I love going on my bike. The only thing is I've got a bit of a dodgy knee. And sometimes my knee goes. And once it's gone on the bike, it can be like that for... a period of time, and then the other leg then has to do all the work. My knee kind of goes a bit funny, doesn't it? But I love cycling. I've always had a bike since I was a little boy. Yeah, my dad bought me my first bike. I suppose I would have been about 7 years old. I think 7. And it was a yellow bike. I'll never forget. We were living in Peckham. And we were, I think, the 4th or 5th floor up. There was only like 5 floors. I think, were we at the top or not? Can't remember now. And we were living in Peckham somewhere. What was the name of the house? Droitwich House, which was a council flat. It wasn't like a block. It was like a long block. You know, one of those? And my dad would bring the bike down and I'd go on it. And I'll never forget, I had a friend, and this friend said, "Can I have a go on your bike?" "Yeah, okay." And I got off my bike. I never forget this. And off he went. And a period of time passed and he didn't come back. And I thought, where's he gone? And I started crying, and I went up to Dad, and Dad said, "Right, okay then." And Dad come down the stairs and started looking for this bike, and found it eventually. I can't remember what happened then. I don't think I saw the other kid again. Yeah, tried to nick my bike. And ever since then, I've had a bike. I used to cycle to work. We moved from Peckham to Roehampton in southwest London in 1969, where I remained until 1983. And I used to cycle to work. I used to cycle across Wimbledon Common, actually, from Roehampton. I had to cross this busy road, Roehampton Lane, which wasn't as busy then as it is now, of course, but I used to cross that road there and cycle right across Wimbledon Common, past this windmill, and I'd come off and go down Wimbledon, and there was like a back route, so I didn't actually go down Wimbledon Hill. Kind of went down. I had to carry the bike down a little row of steps, and then the place I worked at, I was working for British Telecom as a director inquiry operator, carried it down there and parked the bike. And I used to cycle in all weathers. If it was really pouring with rain, I'd have to go on the road. That would be Wimbledon Wimbledon Parkway, because it's very difficult to cycle in mud and stuff like that. But I used to cycle in all weathers. I had plastic stuff that I would wear. It was either that or get the bus, and the bus was a bit of a trek. You had to get two. I think I had to get two buses. I had to get number 85 bus from Roehampton to Putney, and then a 90. I think it was a 93 from Putney to Wimbledon, which stopped almost outside the telephone exchange there. But I generally cycled. Rain, snow, whatever. If it snowed too much, obviously you couldn't cycle anyway. But yeah, and it was nice. And then later on, I was married for a very brief period of time, and I used to cycle to Wimbledon from there, from Battersea to Wimbledon, which didn't take too long. And then when we split up and moved back home, then I bought a flat in Wandsworth some years later, and I used to cycle from Wandsworth to Mortlake, which is near Richmond. Yeah, always had a bike, but never had the Lycra. I mean, what do they look like, dear? Who's got the Lycra? Ben, hello, Ben. Ben Malters. Great big fat arses, like mine, honestly. My mate loves to tell me how fat my arse is. Oh, you've put on a bit of weight. One of those. Carol MC's mummels. Tom Gully, £10 of you. What in a £5 bag? And the bag is Dayglow. That's exactly what they look like, Tom. You know that. I'm making Michael Lawrence laugh tonight. That's what this show is about. Trying to have a little bit of a laugh. Okay, it's not everyone's cup of tea. It's a bit niche. I know that. I'm not like mainstream like my brother-in-law, but there you go. If you enjoy it, please stay and spread the word, okay? LaBelle, that's because they don't feel the Speedos the way one should, with those little budgie things they shove down the end there. I'd like to just scroll down a little bit here. Just a second, done. Let's have a look here. We'll try and get a message in from everyone. I can't read them all, I'm afraid. If it's like sending like hundreds of messages each. Let's have a look. Clarissa says someone's thrown 2 dead trees into her garden. Isn't it awful? It's just dreadful, that is. The way people dump rubbish all over the place. I mean, I personally think a lot of this is the fault of the councils. Because certainly the council here, Bracknell Council, have started charging you for certain things. I know they charged me to dump a toilet. I think it was only £2.50. But nevertheless, someone who is a bit dodgy would take a toilet knowing that it was going to cost them £2.50 and just push it out of the car somewhere. That's why rubbish is being dumped everywhere. I mean, we all know the councils are short of money, but you should be able to take anything to a council dump site and then take it away free of charge, because when they're not doing that, the stuff is getting dumped. Even up in Lincolnshire, where my caravan is, I was driving through fields the other side, and there's this bag of rubbish just dumped in a farmer's field. It's awful, isn't it, how people are? Hello to Jason Hughes. Has the shed blown away yet? I don't know. I haven't been there. I'll be going back late to Lincolnshire this week, probably on Wednesday, because, of course, I've got the funeral on Tuesday to attend, so I'll probably go after the funeral. First of all at church and then the crematorium at Non-Irish Mary from Ireland, who we lost on Wednesday. I'll probably go after the funeral, so I won't get there till late Wednesday probably. Yeah. So a bit of a short time in Lincolnshire this week. Hello to Super Mayko 250. Hello to you. That's who won the other fridge magnet on YouTube. He was the thousandth subscriber, so there'll be a fridge magnet. I haven't put yours in the envelope yet, but I'll do it as soon as the show goes, and I'll have a little walk to the post box. I like to get things done, Hello to Paul Dow. Good evening, Paul. All right. Kate says, well done to get into 1,000. Thank you very much. Good evening to Graham Lang. Got to go. Dragon's Den is on. What, you prefer that to me? How rude. Can't you watch the recording later? What do you mean Dragon's Den is on? It's outrageous. Hello to Celian, I think it's Celan B. Welcome to the show. Andrew Bolton. Good evening to Andrew. Welcome to the show. Paul's away for a week in Brighton. I'm not a fan of Brighton, Paul. I think it's a dive. I'm sorry, I do. I worked in Brighton for a while, DJing at this place called The Bulldog. Customers were fine. Management was lovely there. They were so nice to me and the staff. But the actual position of the DJ, this is some years ago, the position of the DJ box was awful in there. It was the tiniest DJ box. And if you sat down, your knees were right up against the wall. It was awful. And I managed to stick that job for 2.5 years. Then I couldn't do it anymore. And it was all late. I used to finish at 5 in the morning. And then I'd drive home. And the sun was already up over the downs, the Sussex Downs, coming back on the A23, M23, M25, M3 sort of way, Evening to Johnny Key. Welcome, Johnny. Raffle, please. Well, the raffle was yesterday. If you're asking for a ticket, that's not yet. That'll be coming up towards the end of the show, all right, my darling? Hello to Sam's dad. Welcome to the show, Sam. Joey's still got one of my cups from ages ago. We did mugs once. We gave away mugs, with the logo on it. So we did that once. So Joey's still got his. Put it somewhere safe, Joey. I'm sure that will be worth a vast fortune when BBC One Colour suddenly realises that I am available. Okay, to take over from that little man known as Graham Norton, who looks like he always needs a bloody good wash, doesn't he? Do you know what I mean? Yeah, I'm sorry, he does. I have to say as I speak, the very good presenter, but he always looks like he needs to go in the shower. I think of course, I'm perfectly clean before I come up. I brush my teeth and everything before I come up and talk to you. You don't want the smell from my mouth coming out of your speakers. Or nothing worse than bad breath, is there? Oh, it's awful. You take a step back and then they take a step forward. Palm oil. Is that what's in? Oh, you've got a thing about palm oil, haven't you, Adrian? You were going on about that the other week. They got palm oil in the Greggs vegan sausage rolls, which I have to say are absolutely delicious. Greggs vegan sausage rolls. Oh, they are nice. They really are. Greggs, incidentally, I saw a story a couple of weeks ago, which we talked about. They're going to try doing lots of their other products as vegan as well. So that's like no dead animals or anything to do with animals in it. See what they come up with over the coming weeks. There's another Never September song from Benson Carter. Might as well rain until September. That's the one I was thinking, Carol. It might as well rain until September. Yeah. Jason wants to know, why has it got Berkshire under the Union Jack? That's because that's where I am. Sometimes I'm in Lincolnshire. Sometimes I'm in London. So that's why it says that underneath there, okay? People say, oh, where are you today? So now you know. That's why it says Berkshire under there. Paul, did you name your bike? Yeah, I called it Paul Dale. Paul. Sorry, Paul. You walked into that yourself. Clarissa, my first bike was a red Speed King bike. Yeah, is that with the drop handlebars? That's the one I had when I was travelling to Wimbledon. I've got a hybrid bike now. It's a little bit more, if you've got the drop handlebars, you need to be sort of fairly fit, I think, to have something like that, tearing along the road, in and out of the traffic, like the cyclists do. I obey the rules, though. I stop at red lights. Not that I don't come across any traffic lights here, but certainly when I was cycling in London, a long time ago now, I would always stop at red lights. Not like some of these Herberts now. God knows why more don't get killed. The cyclists that jump red lights in London, it's unbelievable. The worst junction, I've got to tell you, is the Old Street roundabout. My God, do they really want to die there? Terrible. In Sydney, in Australia, when I've been in Sydney, in Australia, interestingly, the London drivers would go mad if this happens. But a cyclist pulls up to you at lights, they lean on your car. Seriously, they got level one and then they have a little bit of a lean on your car, but that's kind of accepted in Australia. Can you just imagine that happening in London? You leant on someone's car, someone come out with a knife or a bleeding shotgun, wouldn't they, and shoot you? Eh? Dear me, awful. Hello to Sean Pye. Hello, Sean. Welcome to the show, Sean, who says, I'm new to your channel, really love it. Nice to listen to someone speaking honest. Yeah, I'll always be honest, Sean. And this is me. There's no, fakeness here. Not like some of these people on the telly. Gemma Collins. Dare I say that name? We do try to go a whole show without saying the feared words, Gemma Collins. I've fouled today again, haven't I, Sean? Clarissa, you should have got off at the Green Man. Crossed the road and got the 93 from there. Oh, no, I used to go right down. Of course, yeah, I never thought about that. I mean, that was years ago, though. I know the Green Man. That's a pub in Putney. Clarissa knows it. Clarissa knows it. Jason, was it anywhere near Plough Lane? The British Telecom place? Yes. In fact, it was on Plough Lane. It was a long building. It's no longer a telephone place. Oh, no. It's Posh Flats now. Posh Flats, the opposite Ely's. So you've got Ely's. We're talking about Wimbledon, boys and girls, where I used to work. You've got Ely's on one side of the road. On the other side, there was like a little Asian shop, okay, directly opposite Ely's. And then there's a McDonald's. And then there's a lot like a little side road, but not a road, going into someone's house. And then you had another building. That was McDonald's, I think. And then next to it was a long white building. That was British Telecom. Director inquiries and engineers and all sorts of things in there. But now it's gone. It's Posh Flats there now. Yeah, that's some time ago. I was director inquiry operator. I wanted to work as a telephone engineer. But I didn't have any qualifications. I wasn't very good at school. I only got 2 O-levels, physics and English. That was it. But in those days, you just get into a company and then you could transfer across once you've proved yourself. So I went in as a director inquiry operator, which I enjoyed at first, I'll be honest. But gradually it got more and more boring, looking up phone numbers for people. In those days, people would dial either 142 for a phone number from London. And I made some lovely friends there. One, incidentally, which had just got in contact with me, name of Bill. Bill, who became a great friend of mine. And it just became really boring looking up phone numbers for people. It was free then. You could ring 192 and it was free. Can I have the number for? We were 142. So we did London. So you'd ring 142. Could I have the number for Victoria Coach Station, please? Now, that was the most asked for phone number, Victoria Coach Station. And I know it. Yes, or I knew the number then. 020 730 0202. That was the number for Victoria Coach Station. And the second most populous one was Victoria Railway Station. 020 928 5100. I remember those 2 numbers. They will always be in my head. And you can just reel some of these numbers off, because so many people ask them all the time. But gradually the job became more and more boring and I hated it more and more. So then I went to 100, which was in Kingston. And that was a different trip. That was so from Roehampton to Kingston, I would go through Richmond Park. Oh, wow. And I found a road that wasn't part of the main road, if you see what I mean. So there was a gate across this, probably used just by the rangers in Richmond Park, So you'd come off, and there was a cycle path that went all around Richmond Park. I used to cycle around there as a kid. There was this really steep hill. As a child, I could get up it. I think I'd probably have to get off now and push it up. Anyway, I'd come off the path, go across the road, and I'd go on this private road. You could cycle on it, you couldn't get cars. And I'd go through there, and it would be 7:30 in the morning, dead quiet, and there'd be rabbits and deers. And these deers would kind of stand there, they chew. They're always chewing, aren't they? A little bit like a child. They've always got something in their mouth. And they'd look. What's he doing here at this time of the morning? It was the most beautiful cycle going across there. It really was. And I'd cycle through there, come out the other end, go down another cycle path and come out of Kingston Gate. Oh, it was, especially in the summer. As I say, I used to cycle in all weathers, okay? But in the summer, this journey at 7:30 in the morning, the sun's coming out. I can't tell you how lucky I feel to have been able to cycle on that journey. And it was a fair old distance. And I worked at 100 as an operator there, but I didn't like it. I just didn't feel that I fitted in there, So I asked to come back to 142, director inquiries to Wimbledon, which I did. And then later on, a job come up in engineering on 151. So I went for that and I got that. That was still answering the phone. I wanted to go out houses and fix phones, right? And then from that, another job came up of engineering, so you could go out and drive. I made it known that I wanted to become an engineer. I was answering the phones, okay? 151, hello, engineers. Answering and doing tests and that. I made it known I wanted to go out in a little van. And it happened ever so quickly. I've told this story before, so I'm sorry if I'm boring you, gang. Um, uh, I was sitting there one day and this bloke come up. You Chris? Yeah, that's right. Oh, I'm Larry. I'm from the engineering downstairs. I've been told you're looking at wanting to become an engineer. Going outside, external engineer. I said, that's right, Larry. He said, right, we've got a bloke leaving tomorrow. So it was Thursday. He came, I'll never forget, come up Thursday. We've got a bloke leaving tomorrow. Can you start Monday morning downstairs? Oh, yeah, that's okay. Have you checked with the manager? Yeah, I've already cleared it with your manager. That's fine. Okay, we'll see you downstairs 8 o'clock. If you could be there at 8 o'clock, and that'd be great. I'll introduce you to everyone. And that was it. That was it. So Thursday and Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, of course, I'm there. And I'm always on time. 7:30, I was downstairs. All these blokes, and of course, you're the new boy. I was 27, 26, 20. I think I was 23. 23, I think I was 23 or 24 down there. Of course, I was the new boy and all these blokes down there. This is Chris. All right, Chris, and everyone. And it was great. And there was a real camaraderie going on down there. Real camaraderie. The governor was nice. His name was Larry Pritchard. He was a very, very fair man. Some of the blokes used to take the mick out of him. You know, staying out too long for tea and disappearing into cafes. But he was a great bloke, Larry. And I really enjoyed that. What happened is they put me with another man. Mickey Beard, his name was, Mickey Beard. He was a nice bloke. And I went out with him for 6 weeks. After 6 weeks, they gave me a little yellow van and off I went. I loved it. It took me a while. One of the things I had to do was climb up telegraph poles. And as the jobs would come in, if I saw it was a telegraph pole, you know, I said, oh, I don't really want that one. Why not? You know. Some of the blokes taking the calls or giving the work out. There was one bloke in particular, I can't remember his name now. He was a right old thing, you know. He thought he was more powerful. You know, one of those? Thought he was more powerful than he was. And of course, I would refuse this. So he would then ring down to my governor. Oh, Chris has refused to take this job. And then Larry would come into me, not horribly. He said, all right, Chris, so-and-so says you didn't want to take the pole job. Yeah, I'm not confident going up pole yet. Okay, Chris, no problem at all. He said, go up when you're ready. He said, you'll find the right time. Go up the pole. Because I'd already been shown how to climb a telegraph pole by this bloke, Mickey Beard, who I'd been with, you know, in the little van and that, teaching me, going around. He'd already shown me what to do, but I was very nervous going up this telegraph pole on my own. You have to get the ladder off the van. I knew what to do. You get the ladder off, put it up, put 2 ties around it so that the bottom of the ladder don't slip away from there. Climb off it. You've got your safety belt on. It's perfectly safe. You put your belt round the pole when you're at the top of the ladder, and then literally you get on the pole because it's got steps at the top, 1 step at a time, and as you go up, you move your belt up with it. So if your step slips, the belt will catch you, yeah? No danger at all. But I was really nervous, and for Larry to come in and say, don't worry about it, he said, no problem, you go up the pole when you're ready. Thank you, Larry. And then one day, literally, I went up on my own, in my own time. He was a wonderful man, Larry. He's probably, oh, blimey, he's got to be in his 70s or 80s now, I guess. Such a very fair man. But I loved that job, and I did that for some years. Now, of course, over time, it changes, and you start doing other bits. But all the blokes I got on with, let me think, there was Steve and Paul. Paul was a character, he was. He liked the ladies, he did. He was always getting into trouble for chatting up ladies in their houses. He said, and he used to arrive on a motorbike. There were no uniforms then. We just used to wear our own stuff. While I was working for BT, I kind of become more and more camp. And then one day I turned up in this pink tracksuit. Larry came in. He's like, "What's all this? What's all this?" I said, "Well, it's just a tracksuit." He said, "Well, get it off. It's not a bloody fashion show." Oh, what a job that was. Telephone engineer at British Telecom. And I missed that. What happened is that I started doing DJing, and eventually I became so busy with the DJing, I had to make a choice because there just wasn't time to do stuff. Normal stuff, like washing. You know, washing clothes. I had no time. Literally, I was sleeping, trying to grab an hour here and an hour there, and then I had to choose, and I chose to leave the BT job. And I did miss it. I really missed it. But I think I probably made the right choice because I'd done all right with the DJing over the years. Saved a little bit of money, bought a house, and things like that. But often I think about that job, and I missed, in particular, the camaraderie between all the blokes in that office. There was no backstabbing or anything like that. We all got on and we all looked after each other. It's not like that when you're self-employed, and it's certainly not like that when you're a DJ. People trying to get your job left, right and centre. The BS that goes on all the time. It's awful. But I missed that job. And I resigned from that job, and that was fine. And then 6 months down the line, after I'd left, they were offering people voluntary redundancy, and some of my mates got £20,000. Was I sick as it didn't bother me, to be honest. But I kept in contact with some of them at that time, and I say, well, come down. We got the drink up. Loads of us are leaving. So I went down the pub, and there they are, happily showing me their bank statements with a deposit of £20,000 from British Telecom for taking early retirement. Very, very disappointing. Let's go back to some of your messages here, gang. Steph Diamond, good evening to Steph. Welcome to the show, Steph. I think you're new today. Welcome, Steph. Adam remembers the conversation we had about when I had to dump the toilet at the Bracknell tip. Yeah, £3. Was it £3.50 or £2.50? They charged us to dump a toilet. It's outrageous. Hello to Dinny67. Good evening, Dinny. LaBelle, don't worry about the raffle. You might win. Someone always has to win. It's like the National Lottery, dear. Someone always has to win the raffle. And you know what? You can win one of these. We're going to be doing the tickets very soon now. That's what you're going to win, one of those. Now, the only other way you can get one of these is to purchase one from me. They are £10,000. £10,000. Send your PayPal payment to chris@chrisreardon.co.uk and I will send one of these in the post. £10,000. Okay? I'll probably be surprised. Someone will probably buy one now. I wonder if someone will buy one. Who's got 10 grand to spare? There must be someone rich here. Who's got the... I reckon LaBelle's rich. She does all these shows. She must be coining it in over there in New York. Hello to Andrew Cousins. Welcome, Andrew. Michael, the Bulldog was a very small pub in Brighton. Yes, very small indeed. Very small. Adam's got one of my cups, one of the old United Kingdom Talk cups. He's got a shrine to me, Adam. And what? He lights candles and things and says prayers to me rather than going to church. Terrible. The raffle tickets are coming up soon, Andrew. I'll tell you about those in a minute. All right. All right. Just a moment. Clarissa's bike was more like a chopper. Oh, the choppers with the gear stick in the middle. I remember those. Jason can't stand Gemma Collins. Gemma 2-ton Collins. You see, I don't dislike anyone really. What I hate is when they put untalented people on the telly. There is no talent at all. I just don't get it. Like with all these reality shows, it may be because so many of us here probably like me. I know there's a lot of you over 40 and 50. I think we've got very little sort of 20 or 30-year-olds joining us. But I think it's to do with our age as well. We just don't like that crap on the television. Only Way is Essex, the Chelsea thing, the Georgie thing, Big Brother, the Jungle. It's not too bad, the Jungle thing. But I just don't like these programmes. So I don't watch them. End of story. But yet we still have to put up with these characters who keep appearing in the paper. The most mundane stories. Oh, Gemma Collins spotted going in an hour bar. I mean, how is that of interest? This is the quality of the journalism these days. And the funny thing is, you pick up any paper and they've all got the same stories in there. These journalists must sit there just cutting and pasting stories. Don't go out and find stories anymore like they used to, do they? Jason used to go to Wimbledon Stadium for the banger racing. Yes, I went once. I went there. Actually, I went with my wife at the time. We went to this banger racing, and her brother was driving around one of those banger cars. That's right. Yeah, and he always used to knock each other. That was a great night. I only ever went once. I think I had a hot dog while I was there and a cup of tea as well. Good evening to Ray Reynolds. Good evening, Ray. Ray plays the ukulele. Just back from South London's Variety Bunker. I don't know what that is. Is that a theatre or a pub? Not sure I know that one. Thank you, Ray. Good evening to you. Kevin Webster says his school backs onto Deer Park. That's in Wimbledon. I know where that is. Have you seen all the new Dad's Army episodes yet? No, I haven't, Ray. I would appreciate a disc of those. I really would, Ray. Thank you very much for that. I think my mate should have recorded them, but I don't know if he has because, of course, he's been in hospital, so I'd appreciate that. Thank you, Ray. Jordan says, can we talk about Brexit? No, because it's just boring. You can turn on any radio station now, any talk station in the UK, and they'll be talking about Brexit. So I'll direct you to them. That's far more... I don't want to bore that because people start screaming and shouting and moaning at each other. No, we're not doing Brexit. Wendy... Oh, sorry, Wendy's sent Adam a letter there. Hello to Richie Harris. Welcome to the show, Richie. Good evening to Evie and Harry. Great nephew Evie and Harry are watching as well with my nephew Gary, probably and his Mrs. Stacey. But Stacey will be buried into her mobile phone, won't you, Stacey? Look up from the phone now and again, dear. You'll get bad eyes. You'll get bad eyes. Dinny's there. Let's have a look. Let's just scroll down there. Brendan Brady van, £10,000 for a fridge magnet. Well, if you don't win the raffle, that's the only other way of getting one. Is it a bit too expensive, Brendan Brady? How much do you want to send me then? Perhaps I could auction one. I could... What would we get for one of those? About 50 pence, you reckon? You can win one. I'll be giving out raffle tickets very shortly this evening, okay? So stand by for that. Good evening to you, Brendan Brady. Welcome to the song. LaBelle, 10 grand. I'll never get one of those. Well, you have to keep getting raffle tickets then. You might win, LaBelle. Hello to Peter Murrell. Good evening to Peter Murrell. What do you think about going electric with cars? I'd love to, Peter. I'd love to. 10 years ago, when I bought, I buy my cars on that what's it called? PCP? PEP? PNP? You know, where you pay so much a month and then every period of time, usually 3 years, you get another car and you carry on paying another smallish, I say smallish, in comparison to the price of the car, smallish deposit, and then you carry on paying that monthly fee. That's how I do cars. I'm self-employed, so a lot of that I can claim back, you see, as a tax-deductible item because I need the cars to get around and do my job. So that's how I buy cars. I don't usually go the 3 years. Usually about 2.5 years, I'll take it in and trade it for another one. 10 years ago, I thought my next car would be electric, and it still isn't. I think electric cars are brilliant. I've seen them. I've seen a bloke I know has got one of those very expensive Tesla Model X, you know, the big one that's got a great big arse on the back of it. Beautiful. Oh, beautiful car. And you go in, it's all space age inside, and it's wonderful. I would love an electric car. I got 2 problems, right? One, my house is not near my garage. It's not like a mile away. I have to walk from my house to my garage approximately 20 seconds. But the garage is in a block. For me to charge it from my house, I'd have to run a cable past 3 other houses and across a road. Not going to happen, is it? I could have a power point put into the garage, but that would be a separate electrical supply. I've inquired to Southern Electric for that. They want to charge me between 4 and 5, wait for it, £1,000. Yes. They want to charge me between 4 and 5,000 pounds to have an electrical point put in my garage because it's a new supply. That's problem number 1. Problem number 2, as regular viewers know, I spend half of my week up in Lincolnshire at my caravan. The car is parked right next to the caravan. Problem number 1 sorted. Problem number 2, the electricity supply coming into a caravan is maximum 16 amps. That's the maximum. So you might get away with plugging your car in, although it would take a long time to charge, but you couldn't do anything else. And in the middle of winter, you want to put a heater on, don't you? Which cuts it down to 8 amps available. If you put the kettle on, that cuts it down even more. just not, so it's not viable at the moment for me to have an electric car, but I would absolutely love one. I would absolutely love one. Celian, the raffle tickets, what you do is ask for a raffle ticket when I say ask now, and I'll give you one live on air, and I'll read you your number as well. You can get one raffle ticket per show, but let me go into that in a moment, okay? Clarissa enjoyed the banger racing. It was good. And the dogs, they used to have greyhounds in Wimbledon. I think that's gone now. I'm pretty sure that's gone. Wimbledon, quite an expensive part of London. Because I lived there for a while as well. My flat was in Wandsworth, and it was just down the road, actually. Not too far. I could easily cycle to the Wimbledon banger racing if I want to. Good evening to Ian Days, joining us on YouTube tonight. Good evening, Ian. Welcome to the show. My wife says you sound like Baldrick. I don't know what that is, Baldrick. I don't know what that is. Carol says reality TV. That's why we're watching you. But I'm not like Jennifer Collins, am I, Carol? Jason says the guy on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire got a spare 10 grand. He's just won $500,000. Has he? Well, let him know that these fridge magnets are available. £10,000, okay? Thank you. Brendan Brady fan agrees. Don't talk about Brexit, it's depressing. Yeah, it just gets worse and worse. Ian's going to make some counterfeit fridge magnets, are ya? Good luck with that, man. Rachel Wheatland won the raffle. I think it was last week or the week before. All right? Hello to Fun Things to Do with Tech. Says electric cars are potentially a danger and potentially a waste of money because the long-term plan, you are still producing the energy from the power station. Yes and no. Depends. Eventually, I suppose all electricity will be made through renewables, like wind turbine. I love wind turbines. I love them. Some people hate them. I love them. Like the journey, certainly from Lincolnshire to London, I go past several of these little wind farms. And of course, if you're in Skegness or around the coast, you can often see them in the distance in the sea. I love wind turbines. And of course, you get the solar as well. And eventually, all electricity will be made through renewable. It'll have to be, because at some point we will run out of oil. I'm not a fan of nuclear. They say it's a clean energy. No, I don't like all that nuclear waste stuff. I'm not a fan of nuclear. The problem with renewables, of course, is that they can't yet store vast amounts of it. So when the wind stops, you want like batteries to be holding this electricity. So when the wind stops and the turbines stop, which they do sometimes, you've got to have another supply coming from somewhere. They can't do that yet. But eventually you will charge your car from a renewable source. So that's when it'll be all right. I'm pretty sure of that. Jason, quite rightly, there's not enough charging points around. It's getting better. It is getting better. Brendan, would it be cheaper to buy solar panels, leisure batteries and an inverter than pay £5,000? Could be done for 500. Do you mean as in solar panels on the car? No. If you was to cover a car in solar panels, I'm not an expert on electricity, but I kind of know a few basics. You wouldn't get enough charge coming in from the solar panels on a car. It's got to be plugged in somewhere. You see, I've got solar panels on my roof. I had them done about 13 or 14 years ago now. And my electricity bill last month was £19. Okay? Yeah, they do work. I don't get all the electricity that I need, but I get most of it, certainly in the summer, from the solar panels. As the winter comes and the sun drops in the sky, I get less and the bill goes up. But I never pay more than about £26 a month for electricity. It's not bad, is it? Eh? Hello to Rosie Marshall. Welcome to the show. Rosie. Oh, that bloke, Ian Days, that's off Blackadder, that bloke, he told me. I Baldrick. No, I never watched that. I think I managed about 2 minutes, and it wasn't for me, Blackadder. That being said, very popular program, Blackadder, but I couldn't get into that one. All right, Baldrick. There we are. Baldrick was played by Tony Robinson in the Blackadder as well. Okay, if you had wind or with solar panels, it's free. Yeah, well, you've got to be able to plug into your house. You see, that's the problem. Yeah, I can't plug a car into my house. All right. Jason says Sharon could power a kettle with her wind. Yeah, she could attach some sort of wind turbine to her knickers, couldn't she, my sister? And fart her way through boiling a cup of tea. Self-drive cars, Dinny, I would love especially on my journeys up north, to get in a car, push a button, and then sit back while it takes me there. I would love that. Some of the blokes I know are not keen on that idea. They like the experience of driving. Some people have got really nice cars, you know. I mean, I suppose you'd want to drive a Ferrari, wouldn't you? Or a Lamborghini. Or even a Rolls Royce. You'd want to drive that, I suppose, holding that wheel and being completely in control. I'd be very happy to get into my Toyota, push a couple of buttons, and it for me to take anywhere and just close my eyes for a couple of hours. I'd love that. I'd love a self-driving car. I can't see that as something that's close. I can't see self-driving cars as close. And the reason being, they may well be able to follow. On my car now, I've got this lane assist. I've got a Toyota. It's got lane assist, right? So you push this button, and then it keeps you in between the two lanes. So you gently hold the steering. You can't take your hands off. If you take your hands off, it first warns you, and then it says auto lane assist has been taken off. And then it stops working, and you feel the car starts moving the other way. So you then, I've tried it out. You shouldn't really, but I've tried it. So you've got to kind of hold the steering wheel lightly, and it literally steers itself. It's not perfect. You know, sometimes it slightly understeers, and then it pulls you back the other way. But then once it's done that, it seems to not be able to correct itself properly, and you've got to push it slightly over. But generally, on the majority of the journey, this car stays in between the two white lines. You get a sudden bend, and sometimes it does, but sometimes it might do it too far, and you've gone too far, and then it pulls it back the other way, and then it gets lost. It gets lost. So it's not perfect, but it's quite good, especially if you're driving a long way at night. You know, you want to, like that. You know what I mean, don't you? Especially if you're driving at night. You should always pull over if you're going to fall asleep, though. But I'm sure that will get better. The problem is, if you're, for example, driving in London and someone jumps out of a car, presumably these automatic, what do you call them, self-driving cars. These automatic self-driving cars, if someone jumps out in the road, will automatically brake. What if that person is a carjacker? You know, he's jumped out in car and he's got a knife. How do you get away from that if it's a self-driving car? You see? And that worries me. That worries me. Or if someone's walking along the side and you're following a car and this car in front suddenly brakes and your car knows that it hasn't got time to stop, does it smash into that car? Or does it slightly turn left and run over the pedestrian? Your mind will be able to decide that. But I'm not sure a computer will be able to. So, but the worry is, when it's certainly in London, there's some very dodgy places in London. I can't believe people in really posh cars like BMWs and all that sort of thing, with the open top. They drive through places like Hackney with the top down. You must be off your head to do that. There are certain places in London that you don't want to be doing that. I'll tell you that now. Awful. But nevertheless, you could be driving a self-driving car through somewhere like Hackney. Hackney's particularly bad. You want the windows up, you want the door locks on. You don't stop. Someone pulls you over, ignore them. Carry on. Unless it's a policeman, of course. Someone jumps out, you're in a self-driving car, and they got a knife, and the car stops. Well, that's no good, is it? You want to drive around them and get away from them as quickly as possible. Or reverse, if there's nothing behind you. Dreadful. So I can't honestly see them as something that's close. I can't see that happening, really, self-driving cars at all. We'll see what happens. You never know what's around the corner, do you? Either that or fit them with machine guns. So someone jumps out of there with one of those, what are they called? Zombie knives, aren't they? Right, get out your car, you push a button, bang, bang, you're dead. A turret comes out the top of the car, turns around, automatic, of course, self-driving cars, got a little laser, points at their head, gone, and then you can just carry on to McDonald's or wherever you're going to. Or to one of my karaoke nights. Just a suggestion. Solar panels on the garage, not the car. Yes, Well, I couldn't have solar panels on my garage. I've got a flat above it, you see. It's a block of garages and flats above it. So just not possible, unfortunately. Fun things to do with tech says, I've studied so many years of electrical engineering. I was involved in many ways of how to charge the electric cars up, and no one has ever come up with a new renewable source. Not yet. I do believe they will be able to do that. These renewable panels and that will become more efficient, I'm sure. They already are more efficient than the solar panels, and solar panels have been around for years. I think they were around in the 70s, obviously technical people would have had them, but we would never have been able to afford them then. They were like hundreds of thousands of pounds for one of those. There's people replying there. Thank you, Brendan Beatty. Just talking about the things there. My sister says, really not funny keeping on about the wind. Well, stop eating beans then, sis. Or you can buy some of those pants. You can buy special fart-resistant pants. Did you know that? They stop the smell coming out. Very good. I had a pair. It disintegrated. You're not supposed to wash them, apparently. Imagine having underwear that you don't wash. Awful. Oh, you live in Lincolnshire, do you? I lived in Lincolnshire for many years. Now live in Cornwall. I was an electrician and studied it. Now retired in the sun. Oh, Cornwall. It's warmer down there, isn't it? Yeah, it's years since I've been down there. It's Dawlish in Cornwall. I seem to remember going to Dawlish on a holiday in Cornwall. And it was we called it the Shack. And it was a property that was kind of in a rock. It was the weirdest thing. And I think we had bunk beds, and my sister and me were in this bunk bed, and we had a curtain that we pulled across, and there was mum and dad's bed there. It was ever so dark, and there were no windows. It was literally a property in a rock. Wonderful. Dawlish in Devon. I always remember that. They already in the make for cars, drive themselves. I think they are. Self-drive cars, Uber. Don't get an Uber car. No, thank you. They're the ones that block up London, Uber. Hello to Gary Walker. Hello, Gary, who's in Crewe. My aunt used to live in Crewe, Auntie Brenda. Crewe, Nantwich in Cheshire. Yeah, hello, Gary. Welcome to the show. What happened to your first car on the lorry? Oh, dear. Dear, don't. I had a Triumph TC. That was my first ever car. And I was going down Putney High Street, and there was McDonald's on the left. There was a massive McDonald's lorry, okay? Parked on the wrong side, so its face was facing me, and I had to go round it. And there wasn't much room, so I kind of creeped round it, and then I went to turn in after the lorry. What I didn't realise is that he had his forklift thing out, and I went under it, and it scraped all the top of the car. It was awful. Eventually I had it filled, and I think I had a vinyl roofs were very in then, weren't they? I had a vinyl roof put on. Dreadful. All right, we need to scroll down. We're not getting to the raffle, are we? We've got to do the raffle. Right, just a second there. Peter. Hello to Peter. Peter Murrell. What do you think about electric aeroplanes? Don't know much about those yet. Okay, I'll have to scroll down here, my darling. Is your studio as snug as the one in the caravan? No, this is much bigger than the caravan. Still small in here. It's still a small bedroom, but no. Shania's back there. Hello to Roy the Boy. Welcome, Roy the Boy. Thank you. What Triumph was it? It was a TC, blue. Triumph TC. Brian Reed's from Putney. Oh, you'll know the area then, Brian. Yeah, and there used to be a pub I did a little bit of DJing in called Cricketers, possibly. It was next to Putney Hospital. Putney Hospital's gone now. My nan died there, Nanny Hayes. She ended up in Putney Hospital. She had a broken bone, possibly a leg or a hip or something like that, and died of a chest infection in Putney Hospital, which she didn't have when she went in there. Triumph 1500 TC. Thank you, Butler's Empire. That's my brother-in-law. Here, no, you see. There we are. All right, so that's the news. Have we missed anything out there? Don't think we missed anything out there. Apologies if I don't read all your messages, gang, but it's just impossible to keep up at the moment there. Ian Days, there's two lorries, one following the other. The first one has a driver, the second one has no driver and follows the first. What happens if a tiny car pulls in between two of them? It gets crushed, mate. It gets crushed. It gets crushed. That was it, was it? The Cricketers? Oh, the Cricketers. That's right, yeah. Yeah, the Cricketers. Look, I've got my earplugs. I want to try those out before we finish the show. Can I just try these out now? Do you mind? And then we'll do... something else has arrived as well. Look, I bought my mate one of these. This is a solar lights. Now, I have bought these before, and they've been useless. Don't buy cheap solar lights. You see them in garden centres, you see them in Aldi, you see them in Sainsbury's. Do not buy those stupid little solar lights thinking they're going to light anything up. They just glow. This lights up. Now, this costs 10 quid, right? Comes a little box from Amazon. This is good. And I bought 3 of them. I bought one for my mate as like a gift because he bought the cheap ones from Aldi. Aldi was selling them a while ago and they were $4.99 a few months ago. Well, let me tell you, we put them up and they've all died within the space of a few weeks. Except, have they all died? No, except for 2. Now, the ones that have died were put up in direct sunlight. Right? I've got 2 that haven't died. They're on the front of this house. They are kind of shaded under trees. They still work. So there's a lesson there. Now, this one does say, I'll light it up for you. It's really bright. See? So you put this, it had a little bit of plastic on the front of it there. Amazon, $9.99. And I love a few gadgets. Do you like gadgets? Clarissa, I bet you like gadgets, don't you? And it says here, it started in a different language and it's been translated into English badly, like a lot of stuff. Unlock and activate the light. So it says, please install the unit facing south and make sure the solar panel can get a good sunlight directly without any shelter or glass. So it says you turn it on. So you turn it on here and this is going to light up. Right? Look how bright this is. Right. Look at that. It's good, isn't it? Look at that. It's ever so bright. I've already had... Oh, I can't see a damn... I've got a black dot in my eye now. I can't see a damn thing now. Are you still there? And you put that out, and it comes with a little pole. So you put that on the wall, you know. I'll put it out. It won't be straight if I put it up. Everything I bent up, I just don't understand it. It ends up bent, either one way or the other. So you put that up like that. And then you put this on it, right? Somehow, let me see how that goes now. There, is it like that, is it? That don't look right. Hang on a minute. Let's try and do this. So that goes like that. That's all right. So, and then that connects there somehow. Oh, I don't know, dear. I can't do it. Oh, well, there we go. No, that's wrong, isn't it? Oh, maybe it goes the other way. It's like, I need it like Blueprint. Here's one we prepared earlier. You know, they always used to do that, didn't they, on Blueprint? Here's one we prepared earlier, because they couldn't do it. Someone out, a technician, put all this stuff together on Blueprint. You don't think Peter Purvis sat there and made all these things, do you? Let me think. That looks like it goes that way. Does it go that way, maybe? Oh, yes, that's better. No, is it? That won't go on. Oh, here we are. There we are. So that's on like that. There you go. So that'll be on the wall. And then you position it as you want it, you know, like put it up a bit maybe. And then do the little screw up on the side. This is for the caravan, this one, round the side of my caravan, this one. And then that's it. And that's the wrong angle. Well, you could add that angle if you want. And then when someone walks underneath it, it comes on. You see, and that'll go off after a few seconds because the lights are on. And that's set now, that's ready now. So whenever someone goes under... Shall I turn the lights? Oh, I don't want to turn the lights out, do you? I'm not going to turn the lights out. And that's it. It's good, isn't it? £10. So that was from Amazon. That came the other day. Take that off. Ready for installation. Did I turn it off? Yeah, I turned it off. Oh, it'll come on again. So I got that today. My curtains have arrived. My sound insulation curtains. They've arrived at my sister's house. She was showing me earlier. And the earplugs have arrived as well. So I haven't opened this yet. I bought some earplugs from B&Q, foam things. Useless. Absolutely useless they were. I think there were 50 pairs in there for $6.99. Bits of foam. Useless. I tried them. I said to my brother-in-law, I said, talk to me. No, I could hear every word he was saying. So these are the new ones. Now, I'll be able to hear if they're doing anything because I can hear... You probably can't hear that. There's a fan going around on the computer. So, nothing in there. They're in another box. Hang on. So it comes with this little thing. Here they are. Now, why is there 3 in there? Why is there 3? Or do some people have 3 ears? Do some people have 3 ears? How strange is that? Hang on a minute. I can't get the box open now. How do you get the box open? Oh, there we go. There's 3. Okay, so, and these go in. How do these go in? Oh, it comes with a user manual. Here we are. Failure to follow these recommendations may severely reduce the amount of hearing protection provided by the earphones. Right, how do we do it? How to wear. Pinch the silicone pull tab between the index finger as illustrated. Okay. Right, pinching. Make sure the tab is on top. Oh, what? Pinch the silicone tab. Right, okay, so I got that. It's critical to pinch and hold the pull tab as you insert the plug. This will position the pull tab so that you can easily remove the plug from your... You don't want to get it stuck in there. That happened with the Boots ones. I couldn't get it out of my ear. I had to poke it out with a pen. Very dangerous. And another thing, boys and girls, take note of this. Never, ever put cotton buds in your ears. I had the most terrible ear infection once, years ago. Oh, it got so bad, you only had to touch your ear like that, and the pain was up. Never, ever put cotton buds in your ears. So what are they for? You may be asking. Exactly, what are they for, cotton buds? Right, hang on a minute. Okay, reach overhead with opposite hand and generally... Reach overhead with opposite hand and gently pull up and back on outer ear. Oh, you can't be for real. Insert the earplug until comfortably snug, using your thumb to gently apply pressure against the plastic filter, okay? And guide the plug. Wiggling the plug back and forth a little will help. Do not release the tab until you successfully position the plug in the ear. Do not push the plug further into the ear after releasing the tab, okay? Pulling up on the ear straightens the ear canal and is necessary for a proper fit, okay? Without this step, earplugs will not provide maximum protection, okay? Be gentle and do not over-insert. Right, here we go. Right, so that one's done. Okay, let's try the other one. So what does it say again? Hang on a minute. One minute. Push and hold, yes. Pinch silicone pull tab. Right, okay. So we got that like that. Right, and we'll do this one now as well. Right. I'm wiggling it backwards and forwards now. Oh, I can hear myself really loud now through my head. Right. Wow. Well, I can't hear the clock ticking. And I can't hear the fan. Can I just play my birthday music and see if I can hear that? Hang on a minute. Let me play my birthday music and see if I can still hear that. Well, I can. It's not very loud. Oh, okay. But I've got to tell you, I'm now completely aware that there's something in my ears. I don't know if I could sleep like that. Do you understand what I mean? I could probably go to work. Oh, it's so late. Let me take these out. 1 minute. Let me see what I can hear. I can't hear anything, actually. I can just about hear the air coming out of the air conditioning. I don't know if I could sleep with these things in my ears. I don't think I could. Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens with those. Shall I leave them in my ears for a while and see if I can what's the word? Get used to them? I'll leave them in my ears for a while and see if I can. It won't affect you, will it? We'll see how we get on with those. So that's the earplugs. Good. Excuse me. Oh, did you like the glasses then, LaBelle? Yeah, I don't wear them very often, only for tiny little writing or anything like that. The third is for the final frontier. The final frontier. Very good, Mr. Benson Carter. The final frontier. Oh, there's a new series, isn't there? Picard. Coming up soon on Amazon Prime. I haven't got that either. I'm too tight to pay for television, dear. Stick one up your nose. No. Clarissa says it's like using a Tampax. I doubt that very much. I think they're a bit bigger than that, my love. Roy is concerned I won't hear you now. That's better. Rachel can't hear anything anymore. The sound has gone. Say it again. No need to shout. Am I shouting now? Am I shouting? Oh, hang on. Hello to SCTV fan. Right, hang on. I'm going to take these out because I might be oh, I am shouting, aren't I? Oh. There's a bit of wax on there now. How awful. Let me put them... I don't know if I can wear those while I'm trying to sleep. I think that's going to do me head in. Well, I shall place them in this little box. Can you put them in a dishwasher or something like that? Right, get ready. We're going to give the raffle tickets out in a minute, gang. Stand by. And I'll tell you all about the raffle. I know some of you don't know what the raffle's about, so I'm about to tell you, my loves. Okay? Hello to Linda. Good evening, Linda. Welcome to the show, Linda. Right. Oh, sorry, a text message coming here. Hello to John. Hello there, John and Chelsea watching. Hungover new subscriber. Peace and love from Hemel Hempstead. Oh, yes, I used to do a little job there for a bloke called Justin in the steam coach. Do you know the steam coach? It's in Boxmoor in Hemel. Sorry to make you wait there for your message. We sent out an hour ago. Sorry, I didn't see it flash up there. I've been too busy rabbiting away here, haven't I? Right, so the raffle. What's the raffle? Okay, you can win one of these. We have a draw once a week. The raffle is once a week, usually on a Monday morning, round about 9, somewhere between 8:30 and 10 o'clock. That's when we normally do the draw. Not this week, because I've got to take the car in for a service tomorrow, boys and girls. All right, good morning, Mari. Good evening, Mari. And hello to Matthew Green as well. Welcome to the show. Okay, yes, so you can win one of these. Usually the raffle is on Monday morning. The next raffle will be not tomorrow, but next Monday. So that will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9th of September. Next raffle will be on the 9th of September. How do you get a raffle ticket? Okay, so you can have one raffle ticket per show. No more than one. How do you get a raffle ticket? I will shortly ask you. If you want one, ask me for a ticket. All you've got to say is, ticket please. You don't even need to say please. Just put ticket there, and I will take a ticket out of the book and give it to you. Okay? We'll do this for a period of time. After which, if you're watching a recording of the show or you don't get a ticket on the live show, you can ask for one by email. Now, remember, you can only have one ticket per show. If I catch you trying to get 2 tickets by other methods, it's not fair to everyone else. Try and be fair to everyone else. One raffle ticket per show, okay? And you can claim your raffle ticket right up to the beginning of the next show, whenever that is. And then from that point, we start another lot of tickets. All right? So one raffle ticket per show. That's how we do it. If you're watching a recording of the show, as I say, you can get your ticket by email. Only use one method to get your ticket, okay? There's the email address, chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. So if you're watching a recording of the show, as I know most people actually watch this as a recording, just email me on that email address and I'll send you a number back by return. When I send you the number back, please don't then come back, nice though you are, and thank me for the ticket, because then it starts getting a bit confusing. I thought, well, have I given them a ticket or not? Then I have to go through all the tickets and check that you haven't got one already, and it becomes incredibly confusing. So you should get an email back from me, sometimes instantly, sometimes you might wait 12 hours or more. It just depends where I am, what I'm doing, whether I'm able to sit there, do the emails, and give the tickets out. All right? So, here we go. I will tell you your raffle ticket number for this show as I give you a ticket. So here we go. If you want a ticket, ask now, my darlings. Let's just go there. Rachel's there. By the way, if you've already won a fridge magnet, doesn't stop you winning another one, my darling. Feel free to join in. So, Rachel Wheatland. Okay, sometimes this does take a little bit long, which is why we do it right at the end of the show. We've done all our little stories. There you go, Rachel. Ticket number 406. and there's her name on the back. And they go all in this silver metal bowl. Although I don't put them in there immediately. I was doing that, but then sometimes I have to check back that I've done one. Just ask, and can you just ask once? I may not get to you immediately, but you'll be in the list, and I'll go down the whole list as much as I can before the end of the show. All right? So 406 for Rachel today. There you go. Once we've done all the tickets, then I'll put them into the box, and you'll see me do that, so you know there's no funny business. I don't have any favourites, okay? There's no fix. What's the point in cheating for blooming fridge magnet anyway? So there we are. Peter Murrell. All right, Peter. Peter Murrell. There you go, Peter. Your ticket number 407. Don't forget, I write the names on the back as well, which you can't really see the names when I'm up in Lincolnshire because it's much brighter in the studio there. I have to have the lights up brighter and it's so close to me in there because it's such a small room. But there you go, 407 for Peter. 408 for Brian Reed. Thank you, Brian. 408 for you, Brian. There you go. Okay. Let's just scroll down a little bit there, loves. Benson Carter. 409. Ooh, just show that side on that one. 409 for you, Ben. Okay. 410 for Mr. Michael Lawrence. If you send a message and don't ask for a ticket, I won't give you one because some people don't want a ticket, and I understand that, so I'll just read your message out instead, okay? So you must ask for a ticket. Say ticket, please, and I'll give you one. If you want to write a message as well, that's fine, but unless you say ticket, please, I won't automatically give you one. There you go, Michael. 410 for you there. Hello to Vladimir. Welcome to the show, Vladimir. You've been before, haven't you? You're on the old YouTube there. Good evening. Some people on Facebook, YouTube, Periscope, wherever you are. You're very welcome. 411 for Norma. Hello, Norma. Norma Kilbowitz. Great name. Wow. There you go, Norma. 411 for you. Is it Kaylin or Seelan? I'm not quite sure how to say your name. Kaylin, there you go. Seelan B. Seelan B, you're 412. There you go. Scrolling down, my dears. We could be here all night doing this. Hello to SCTV fan who says, anyone selling their raffle tickets on the dark web, let me know. I want to increase my chances of winning. SCTV fan. There you go. 413 for you, sir. Andrew Bolton. All right, Andrew. 414 for you. This is why I do the tickets at the end. Okay? Because it can take some time. 414 there. Virginia Gonzalez. Virginia. What a fantastic surname, Gonzalez. There you go, 415. All right, Virginia, 415 there. This is for the fridge magnets. And if you want one, a photo as well. Next draw, not tomorrow, next Monday, the 9th. 9th, is it? 9th September, next Monday? I think it's the 9th, okay? Next draw will be the 9th of September. Matthew Van. Don't be naughty and ask for 2 tickets, because if you do, I'll take out your other tickets and you'll be banned in future. There you go, 416 for you, Matthew. Okay. Kim Witts, 417. 417, Kim. There you go, Kim Witt, 417. Paul Jordan. Good evening, Paul. Welcome to the show, Paul. Welcome. Kate Doody. 418. Kate Doody. There you go, darling. 418 for Kate. Adam the plumber's there. Adam the plumber. There you go, Adam. Are you coming to the funeral, by the way, Adam? Are you there Tuesday or not? 419 for Adam. There you go, Adam. Mari, with us live today. Lovely Mari. Mari Lowe. 420 for Mari. SCTV fan, just done yours there. Dinny67. Dinny baby. That's a great name, that Dinny, isn't it? Dinny. Dinny67. There you go. 421, Dinny. 421. Sean Pye. This would be when you want an assistant in here. You know, so there could be an assistant doing this while I'm just doing my chat as well. But there you go. 422 for you, Sean, okay? Sean Pye. Eric, there's Eric. Ron's coming along. He's not feeling quite 100% yet, Eric, but he's not doing too bad. Okay? Thanks for asking there. David in Hamilton. Hello, David, who says on good on the bus it's style. Tickets, please. Do you remember that? David in Hemel. Tickets, please. Bus conductor would come round, wouldn't he? 423. When I was in primary school, Sacred Heart School in Roehampton, the bus there, number 72, if we got the bus, if we didn't walk, then sometimes he wouldn't collect the money. He'd say, I'm too busy to take the money. Come on, all get on. He'd let us all off. I don't think they made any money, that route. Jerry Millen. 424, Jerry. Okay. Adrian Richardson, 425. I don't think there's no other quicker way of doing this, is there? 425. Okay, 425 there. 426. Kaylin. Oh, it's pronounced Kaylin. Thank you very much. I'll try and remember that. Kaylin. Thank you, Shania. Thank you, Shania. 426, Shania. All right, sweetheart. There you go. Brendan Brady fan. Of course you can have a raffle ticket, old boy. 427. 1 minute. Oh, right. You see, I'm writing your names down as well. Brendan Brady. There you go. Brendan Brady gets 427. Colin. All right, Colin. Colin Simonite. Hello to you. 428. Simonite. Ginny's going to be my glamorous assistant. That's what we need. A glamorous assistant here. Ronny will come in at some point. Sometimes he's very rare. He comes in sometimes. Bit rare. Now and again he'll come in and he'll join in as well. Jack Harper from On the Buses. What a wonderful TV show that was. Eh? Da, 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 da. I won't show it now. Oh, that's really sexist. And against the millennials start moaning, don't they? Oh, that's a really offensive programme. Well, don't watch it then. This is what I don't understand with television, right? They take all these wonderful programmes off, like On the Buses. I wouldn't be surprised if Dad's Army, because it offends the Europeans. They took all that off, and what do we end up with? Keith Lemon and bloody Gemma Collins. God's sake, man. Minisaurus, 429 for you, okay? Minisaurus, I like that. Minisaurus. I wonder what your real name is. There you go. 429. Dean Cockerill. Dean Cockerill, 430. There you are. Dean. All right. Oh, someone said to me, do you think people might have multiple YouTube accounts? Possibly, yeah. But I doubt that someone's going to set up 100 YouTube accounts just to try and get a blooming fridge magnet. I'm sure that won't be the case. Adam says, I did try to get it off, but short notice. We'll be thinking of her on Tuesday for the funeral. You don't have to go, darling. We'll stop working for a few minutes to remember her, yes. The funeral at the Catholic Church is at 12 o'clock for non-Irish Mary, but I think that's family only, although they've invited me. What's that thing called now? The crematorium. The crematorium is open to anyone who wants to go. That's at 2 o'clock. Islington Crematorium, which is massive apparently there. Gustav. Hello, Gustav. 431, Gustav. Okay. Hello to Jason Hughes. Welcome to the show, Jason. He's back now. He's busy doing something, were you? Reg Vardy. Oh, On the Buses, yeah. Red. No, was it Reg Vardy? Was that the right name? Excuse me. Can I just blow my nose? Do you mind a moment? I'll just cut the noise so you don't hear. I think there's a little hair irritating the inside of my nose. Awful. Blakey, of course. Blakey and On the Buses. He turned up later in the country programme. Ba 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 ba. Didn't he turn up in that as well? Da 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 da. That's not on anymore either, is it? The Three Old Blokes. I think he was in that. I'm not 100% sure of that. LaBelle likes offensive programmes. They're hilarious. Ian Days. Ian, have I done you already, Ian? I hope you haven't asked twice, dear. I've got all the names here. Ian Days. I'm sure I've done you already. Or maybe you missed it, did you? Let me have a look. 1 ticket each. Oh, maybe not. Oh, maybe not. Ian's been patient. He's waiting there. Look, Ian. No. Fair enough, Ian. Fair enough, Ian. My mistake. 433. Sorry, hang on. 432 for you, Ian. Gosh, that's a lot of tickets today. 432. All right, Ian. There you go. What time is the draw? The draw is on Monday mornings, not tomorrow. Okay, we've already done this week's draw. Usually Monday mornings between 8:30 and 10 o'clock, somewhere in between there, within that show. Okay? Within the show on Mondays. Not tomorrow. The next draw will be on Monday the 9th of September. So just over a week this time, because I can't be here tomorrow morning, unfortunately. I'm usually here in the morning. Nighttime shows are quite rare, actually. I'm usually here in the morning, round about sort of 9 to 9:30, whether I'm in Lincolnshire or down here south, okay? Kate Doody. All right, Kate. You right, darling? Me Too. What's that? Me Too. That's that. What's that? Oh yes, Me Too. That's that women's movement thing, isn't it? In America, Me Too. I don't know if that's here as well, because that's when all these women were being abused, weren't they, by producers and things like that. That's what started all that. Oh, dreadful, really, when you think about it. Some of the stuff that used to happen in the past, isn't it? I mean, I'll be honest with you. I'd sleep with anyone to get a show on BBC. I'm happy to sleep with anyone just to get a show on BBC One. Colour. Did I do yours, Ian? I'm losing the plot here. There's Ian's. 432. All right, Ian. Hello to Ants Galloway. Good evening, Ants. He's off to Thailand for a little holiday soon, aren't you? Reg Varney. That was it. Reg Varney. Thank you. I knew that was slightly wrong there. Thank you. Jason says Olive was funny. She looks a bit like Sharon. Olive on the buses. I met the mother. I met Doris Eyre years ago. She was opening a fete at the top of Dover House Road in a sports field years and years ago. Doris Eyre was her name. I'm sure I had a signed photograph of her somewhere there. That's it. Let's just, any more tickets there? Last of the Summer Wine, thank you. That's the one, Last of the Summer Wine. Clarissa's off now. Damien's waiting for her. Okay, it's back to the 80s, all right. And ticket for Frankie Din. All right, we're about to close the tickets. Frankie Din. There you are, darling. 433 for Frankie there. Brian's just seen a mouse. Not in here, you haven't. There's no mice here, I'm afraid. Okay, lines are closed. Boom! No more tickets today, gang. If you're with us and you want a raffle ticket, you now need to email for one. Do not ask by email for a second raffle ticket, okay? Don't ask for a second raffle ticket because you won't get one and I'll take out any raffle tickets that you've already got, okay? So make sure, if I've missed anyone out, then please email into the show. I could see Matthew Martins there. Did I miss you out? Okay, quite possibly. We'll do you there. 434. 434, Matthew. Okay, 434 there. Matthew Martins. Matt Martins. There you go. So I've done yours now. If you're watching the show now and you haven't got a ticket, then email in. Don't ask for another ticket if you've already got one, because I'll take out your other ticket and you'll be banned from it. So it's fair to everyone. I'm now going to put all these tickets in the bowl, along with the ones that are already in there. Okay, can you see that above the email address? There's the email. Those of you watching the recorded show, get your tickets by email. chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. If you ever want to write a private email to me, you know, and you don't want it read on air, just put not for broadcast, and you can write me a private email as well. So on the next show, let's put that ticket there, in there like that. Good. And we'll carry on. All right. Roy the Boy said Sharon doesn't look anything like Olive from On the Buses. Da, da, da. I used to love that music to that, didn't you? Didn't you? We're talking about knives and things like that a moment ago. we mentioned zombie knives. Yes, we were talking about the self-driving cars. Self-driving cars. And I'm not convinced that will work, self-driving cars, because you can go through London and be stopped by someone with a knife. Well, the car's going to stop. How are you going to get away from it? But talking on the subject of knives, slightly serious subject for you here, or very serious, depending on how you look at it. But all this knife crime going on at the moment. And I've spoken about this to various people, and it's a terrible thing. And I don't know why it's getting worse and worse, because that's how it seems to me. If you believe the news, it does seem to be getting worse and worse. The thing is, they say about stopping knife sales to young people, and if you get caught carrying a knife, you get whatever happened to you. I don't know what happens. In the 70s, I was in the Cubs and then the Scouts. And I have to tell you, almost all of us had some sort of knife. Most of us had a penknife, but a penknife can kill. You know, I suppose it was, I don't know, what have I got here that's the size of a penknife? I don't know. I suppose about that long, you know. Well, maybe one of those Swiss Army knives. Anyone have one of those? They were red, weren't they? And you pulled out all these different gadgets, which could do a lot of damage to someone, except we didn't. Some of the older boys in the Scouts, I seem to remember, had a sheath knife. And this was if you had a sheath knife, it kind of put you up a little bit, if you see what I mean. And they were great big things. A little bit, not dissimilar to the zombie knives that some of the kids have got walking the streets. And we would have all these knives on Scout camp, right? And boys will be boys. You know, sometimes there might be little fights going on or rows or something like that. The thing is, on camps and things like that, with all these knives around, it wouldn't even occur to you. It wouldn't occur to you or come into your mind to have a row. Oh, I'm going to go and pick up that knife and stab someone now. We were surrounded by knives and tools and things like that. No one ever picked up a knife and plunged it into someone else. So how is it that that's happened? How has that happened? I was talking, I think it was either my sister or my best mate today about this. And they reckon it's a lot of the video computer games. I don't think it's films. Because there's always been films of people getting shot and knifed and things like that, hasn't there? I mean, I suppose the horror films of the past, things like with Vincent Price and all that, the horror films of today and those of the past are very, very different. Do you not think? Anyone see the horror film The Hostel? Oh, it's awful. Awful. What happens to these people with knives and things like that? But there was always films like that. And my sister, or it was either my sister or my best mate, they think it's computer games. He said, have you seen some of these computer games? Not really. I'm not really into computer games. I kind of stopped at Pac-Man. Boo! But they were saying that some of these computer games are incredibly violent. Cutting heads off and things like that. And I wonder if that's what it is. But I certainly remember, as a scout, being surrounded by all these different knives, and it would never occur to you to pick up a knife and stick it into someone. The knife was something you made things with. You know, you might have a branch or a twig, and you'd be cutting this thing off to make a sharp point on the end. But to use that stick to make something. You then wouldn't start throwing the stick at someone and try and get someone in the eye or whatever. You wouldn't even think about doing that. It wasn't in your head to do that. And you'd cut these things and then plunge it into the ground and perhaps build a shower or something like that. And you get these ropes and tie things together and do all that. We wouldn't even think about plunging a knife into someone. So how did that change? How did that change, I wonder? Odd, isn't it? Dinny says, I carried a sheath knife, about a 4-inch blade on my belt, stabbed myself in my leg throwing it over a clothesline. It bounced back. Oh, dear. LaBelle says the knives they're banning are very different from the pocket Swiss knives, and when you had them, times were different. They were very different times, yes. But some people had these big knives as well, LaBelle. They did. They had sheath knives. Sheath knives are like big knives. But again, never ever used to attack someone. Roy the boy had a Rambo knife in the army. Well, you are, of course, Rambo, aren't you, Roy? You're very, very butch. Much butcher than me. In fact, as I sit here and look around, I think most of you are a little bit butcher than me. Would I be right in saying that, lovies? Michael Lawrence plays a game, Call of Duty, I would not go and copy. Yeah, but Michael, you're of an age, aren't you? This is the young people that are picking up the knives, mainly. You don't really read in the news about anyone over the age of 40 stabbing someone. It's all young lads, isn't it? Young lads. What has made these young lads start stabbing everyone? I do wonder that. Hello to Liz Hargreaves. Welcome to the show, Liz. What else are you saying there about this subject? Good evening to Moostron82. Good evening, Moostron. Welcome to the show. Thank you, Sean. It was Last of the Summer Wine, but Reg Varney played the piano in my granddad's front room. Is that right? Oh, how fantastic. He's gone now, isn't he, Reg Varney from On the Buses? And of course, he had his own entertainment show on London Weekend Television for a while as well, didn't he? The Reg Varney show. I think he did, yeah. Did anyone like the show Gimme Gimme? No, I didn't really watch that, Roy, I must say. Didn't really watch that. LaBelle says, if you're butch, then I'm the real woman. I'm sure you are, darling. You are a real woman, darling. You know you're the real woman. You know you're the real woman. That's how it is. Alrighty, that's knives. Let's do one story, and then we'll do today's birthdays. Hula hoops. Who likes hula hoops? Oh, Peter says the flick knife. That was popular in my time in the 70s. Yeah, but you wouldn't think about stabbing someone, would you? This is what I don't understand. How that's changed. How people, instead of like having, well, there was always fights. Always fights. People got punched, and then you went and had a drink together, didn't you? Virginia thinks the video game has caused some desensitization. Yes. Yes, it seems... And you've seen these stories in the newspaper as well. These people sometimes, if we're lucky, end up in court, get given a sentence and then laugh. They've killed someone and they think that's funny. I just don't get it. Dear old Ellie says I was supposed to join the army, but would put my makeup on every day. Did you? Did David Bowie invent the Bowie knife? I don't know. Why don't you ask him? Oh, you can't. One more news story then, and then we'll do today's birthdays, boys and girls. Hula hoops. Who likes hula hoops? Hula hoops. You like those little things? Put them on your fingers. We do like a baked potato crisps of some sort. I won't be ended up going up to my mates tonight, will I? 9:30. Hula hoops in the sun today. Hula hoops. A factory is being investigated. The Sun says a whistleblower has branded the factory where hula hoops are made as disgusting and filthy. Like whoever it is that's dumped that mattress round the corner from me. The KP Snacks plant is said to have had £30 million worth of new machinery installed, but it's been claimed it's rarely cleaned and covered in tar-like goo. Oh, it's going to stop you eating that. I wonder if the cheese and onion crisp machine is like that. Oh, I do like a cheese and onion. Do you like them? Walker's cheese and onion crisps. I love them. The factory produces the popular snack 24 hours a day, as well as own brand versions for Aldi, Marks and Spencer's, and Sainsbury's. I've tried the Aldi crisps. They're perfectly all right. What's their brand? Snack Right, isn't it? Snack Right. Ellie says she's had loads of hula hoops here. True, though. I bet they are. Dinny says it was the way they put the hole in. How do you put a hole in a hula? Is there a hole in a hula hoop? Or is it made like just a round thing like that? I don't know. Roy the boy hasn't had them in years. Perhaps you should try some. Maybe not after this story. The conditions at the factory, it says in The Sun, were revealed by a whistleblower who claimed the walls, floors and machines were all covered in a black dust. A bit like my house, to be honest. I need to do some dusting. I can't stand dusting. It's so boring, isn't it? The walls, floors and machines were all covered in a black dust, which, combined with fat from the fryers to form a tar-like goo, which clung to everything. Oh, it's like going in a smoker's house, isn't it? Have you been a smoker? I used to smoke 40 a day at one point. I gave up about 28 years ago now. It sticks. Have you been in a proper smoker's house? Everything stinks of smoke, doesn't it, as you go in? And you get the brown on the ceilings. Vile. All the pubs used to be like that before they stopped the smoking in pubs, didn't they? Couldn't breathe in some of the places I worked in. They also claimed the snacks also frequently fell off the conveyor belts and fell onto the floor, where they would sit all over the place for often months at a time. Not if my great nephews and great nieces were in there. They'd be picking them off the floor and eating them. Greedy people. The floors, which are meant to be red, were also said to be coloured black by the residue, apart from on the pathways where workers trod. Inspectors from both Audi and Marks and Spencer's have been sent to the factory in Ashby-de-la-Zouch in Leicestershire to check on the plant after the allegations were made. The insider told the Daily Star on Sunday, "It's disgusting for a food factory. Everyone who works there knows it, but they're too scared to say anything because they'd lose their jobs." Well, I completely understand. This is the trouble, isn't it, when you work somewhere? You know something's wrong, but you don't want to say anything because you'll be sacked. The story goes on, they've just bought over £30 million worth of new machinery and it is absolutely covered in rubbish already. The unnamed source added the environment is filthy. It is horrible. The air conditioner throws out black dust which sticks to everything because it's never cleaned. Oh, I know loads of places, they don't clean their air conditioning. Filters. Actually, where I work at Central Station on a Monday and a Friday, I, twice a year, go up and take the filters out and wash them under the tap because no one else bothers and it's caked in dust. Ow, why isn't the air conditioning working? Because no one's cleaned it, that's why. Covered in dust. There are cleaners, it says, but they don't do much. The machines run 24 hours 7, so it's hard for them to clean even if they never stop. It needs shutting down and everything deep cleaned. KP says it's now carrying out a thorough investigation. Oh, how awful. That might make you think twice about buying hula hoops. I do hope the cheese and onion crisp factory is better than that. Not nice. Ellie mentions Tato cheese and onion crisps. That's the Irish brand. They are very strong and delicious. If you go into Irish pubs here in the UK, you often find Tato, T-A-Y-T-O, cheese and onion crisps. They're nice. They've got their own taste. I don't know if you can still get them actually. I was never really a fan of Walker's crisps. No. Golden Wonder. I was never really a fan of Golden Wonder crisps. I liked Smith's crisps. I think they've gone now. And of course, the leading brand is now Walker's. Walker's cheese. Oh, I could just do with a bag of those now. Walker's cheese and onion crisps. That's part of my weight problem is crisps. Cheese and onion. Walker, not the small bag. No, not the £1 ones. You know. 75 grams. I can just sit there and eat and eat and eat those. They are so delicious. Yum, yum, yum. Walker's cheese. If there was one food I could take onto a desert island, I think it would be Walker's cheese and onion crisps. 1 box, please. Yes. David says if you eat too many hula hoops, you can't get the original ones around your waist. Oh, David's a thin person, aren't you, David? He can eat anything. Sits there eating, and don't put any weight on at all. Let me tell you, 5 years ago, I walked past a shop which had a load of Mars bars on, and I immediately put on a stone. How does that happen? I know some of you can eat anything, can't you? It's outrageous. Moostron says, I had some food today. Thought they were a bit gritty. Just joking, they were fine. How long did you smoke 40 a day for? I smoked... I started at school when I was 15. We used to smoke in the toilets, as you do. And I gave up when I was 26 or 27. But I wasn't smoking 40 all that time, you know, I suppose. In the last, it would happen at work, you see. That's the thing. I'd smoke during the daytime. I was working for British Telecom. You'd have a cigarette in between every job in case the next job was really long and you couldn't have a cigarette. That's why. And then at work, while I was DJing, I'd finish one, and then another one. Smoked a lot at work, But as I say, I gave up when I was 26 or 27. Say 27, 37, 47, 57. So that's 29 years ago. I gave up smoking. Yeah, and I gave up because I found, even at my young age of 25 or 20, it might have been earlier than that, 25 or 26, I got up a flight of stairs and I'd be out of breath. Now I can do 60 lengths in a swimming pool non-stop. You know, it just goes to show you it doesn't do you any good at all, does it, Jason? No, really, not really. Kate Doody says, Seabook crisps are amazing. I don't think I've had those, Kate. I haven't seen those any Seabook crisps. As a child, I remember chipmunk crisps. Not chipmunk flavour. Chipmunk was the brand name. Chipmunk cheese and onion crisps, which we used to get from the off-licence. I used to be an altar server. I was an altar server at St. Joseph's in Roehampton. And on a Wednesday night, after benediction, because we had benediction in there, after that, and my mum would come with me, and on the way home, we'd go into Threshers and she would buy me a bag of cheese and onion crisps and I think a bottle of Coca-Cola. Yeah, on the way home. Chipmunk crisps. Salt and shake crisps too. They're great fun, aren't they? If you're not into salt, leave the salt out. There's never enough in a normal bag. Never, Dinny. There is never enough in a normal bag of cheese and onion crisps. Absolutely never. You need the £1 ones, dear. Also, another lovely crisps. If you haven't tried these before, Marks and Spencer's honey. Oh, God. Ham and honey, something like that. I'll get a bag next time I go past and I'll show them to you next time. They are absolutely delicious. They are. They really are nice. Oh, yeah. Honey and something. Honey glazed, maybe. Something like that. I can't remember the exact title of them, but they're really nice. Jason, Smith's Crisps. Add your old sown salt back in the day. Yeah. Can you still get Smith's Crisps? I don't know. Don't know if you can. David's having a pizza. Oh, I don't know what I'm having. I'm having for dinner. What am I having for dinner? Mashed potatoes, baked beans. I think I've got vegan burgers tonight. Vegan burgers, again from Aldi. And they're really thick. Very nice. I can't remember if someone on here introduced me to those. They're quite nice. Ellie's having strawberries and cream. That's nice. I stopped buying strawberries. I kept chucking them away. You know, I'd buy them. I'll have those later. And then later, and I'll have them tomorrow. And then strawberries, they only last a very short period of time, don't they? And then they're gone and they go all mushy and horrible. So I stopped buying strawberries. I kept throwing them away. No, Dinny, I'm 56. I think I'm 56. I'm either 56 or 57. 1 minute. I'm 56. I'm sure I'm 56. 63, 73, 83, 93, 03, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Yeah, 56. I'm 57 in February. Can't believe that. 3 years, I'll be 60. How is that? How is that even possible? A soothsayer told me that I was going to die when I was 57. So I'm only here for a few months. Okay? Please stay tuned. Can we get to 1 million subscribers before that time comes? That is the question. Honestly, someone read my palm once and says, oh. I said, go on. He said, you're going to die at 57. That's what I was told. That's what I was told. Fingers crossed. Maybe they'll be wrong. You know, YouTube will be very disappointed. They've actually booked me to do this show for the next 200 years, you know. David suggests try lettuce. That's very good for a diet. I mean, what does lettuce do? Oh, there was all that business. Was it in the Daily Express or something like that? Oh, Brexit, we're going to be short on lettuces. Wow, that's going to affect us all, isn't it? No lettuces. How terrible. Pfft, what does a lettuce do? Does that do anything for you at all? David says I'm 29 on Grindr. Didn't it's 51 on September the 23rd? That's all right. Over 50 is fine. Ellie sprays her homegrown strawberries with weed killer. I can't eat them now. Don't be spraying that weed stuff on. So fingers, if you could all say a prayer that it doesn't happen at 57, because I've got so much more to say over the next few years. All right. Okay, go. Let's do today's birthdays, boys and girls. Happy birthday on this Sunday, the 1st of September 2019 to Mr. Adam Blue Buckley. Good evening, Adam. He comes along to the karaoke sometimes at Central Station. Happy birthday to you, Adam. Dean Spears. Good morning, Dean. 33 years old today. Happy birthday to you, Dean. Haven't seen you for a couple of years now since I walked away since I left the Two Brewers. So happy birthday to you, Dean. Peter Travers. Good evening, Peter. Happy birthday to you. Tina Hall today is 51 years old. Happy birthday, Tina. Stephen Westlake, 32 years old today. Happy birthday, Stephen. Sam Thorne is 38 years old today. Ronan Barton. Are you I think you're the Ronan that was working for British Airways. Happy birthday to you. I haven't got your age yet. I'm going to do Monday's birthdays as well because we're not here tomorrow. Okay. Tamas. Tamas Nuzipi. I think I'd say that right. Hello, Tamas. Long time no see. I think you're the Tamas that I worked with when I was doing the quiz night at the Mayflower in Rotherhithe. Happy birthday to you if it is you. I hope it's you. 40 years old today. John Hilderley is today. A lot of people getting to that 50 now, aren't they? Happy birthday to you, John. It's a great age, 50. I tell you that now. It really is. 40, 50, they've been fantastic. So much better. 20s, no. I would never want to be in my 20s again. No way. Dreadful. Dreadful. Happy birthday to you, John. Alessandro Fontana today is 27 years old today. Happy birthday, Alessandra. And I'll do the birthdays for Monday as well. So these are the birthdays for Monday, the 2nd of September 2019. I think it's people wishing you happy birthday there. That's nice, isn't it? Happy birthday for Monday, September the 2nd to Kaydien. Kaydien Tyndale, who spends his entire life at a gym, and it looks like it as well. Happy birthday, 44 years old on Monday. Orlando Bolt. Good morning, Orlando. Good evening, whenever you're watching this as a recording. 33 years old on Monday. Aiden Cooper turns 18 years old on Monday. Alan Hooper, 41 years old. Paul Wurzel Shirley. Happy birthday to you for Monday. Cheryl Torrance. Happy birthday to Cheryl as well. So there, all the birthdays, gang. Happy birthday to you all. To United Kingdom Orchestra. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. All right, there you go. Happy birthday to you all. Peter Murrell wants to know, was I a mod rocker or a skinhead or something else? No, in my teenage years, I didn't really go out. I went dressed out smart to Hammersmith Palais, actually, with actually my brother-in-law's brother, David, his name is. We used to go to Hammersmith Palais. Later on, in my 30s, I became a trade boy. Now, what's a trade boy? We used to go, there was a club called Trade, which was at Turnmills. And there was we had a certain look, 501s, dancing with no top on and very short hairs. I was a trade boy. Before that, in the 80s, I was a soul boy. I liked soul music. I went to the Radio London Soul Nights Out and, as I say, the Hammersmith Palais. I was a soul boy. I liked soul music, so that's what I did in the past. All right. Okay, gang. Thanks ever so much for joining us again today. I think the next show will probably be on... I think it's maybe on Tuesday nights. It'll either be Tuesday night or Wednesday morning when the next show is. I can't do tomorrow because I've got a car service, and Tuesday morning I have the funeral of my very, very dear friend, non-Irish Mary from Ireland. So Tuesday, and after the funeral, I will probably then go up north, but I don't think I'm going to be there till late. Far too late for me to do anything other than get in the caravan, have a sleep, and then do a show, I think. So I think my next show will be with you on Tuesday night up from Lincolnshire. Okie doke. Thanks ever so much for joining us today. Don't forget, gang, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. You don't have to watch the show if you want to. If you just click the subscribe button to keep those, the numbers must remain above 1,000, which can be difficult. We're a few over 1,000 now, but not many. So if you could subscribe to that and maybe get people that you know to subscribe to that as well, I'd really appreciate that. It's youtube.com/Chris Reardon UK. If you don't want to ever watch it again, that's okay as well. But do it, the subscribe button. youtube.com/Chris Reardon UK. Thanks to those of you that have taken the time and trouble to share the show to your walls as well. That's always appreciated. I do appreciate that. And don't forget, if you ever want to email me, feel free to email me. It's chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. I can't always email very quickly, boys and girls. It depends, what I'm doing and where I am in my part of the day. But if you ever want to email me, and perhaps even privately, you can do so, chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday and enjoy the rest of your Monday. And I'll see you again very soon. Thanks for watching and listening. Bye-bye now.